Here's what I did the last couple days. Friday, I was out fixing this little cloth sign I have hanging up. I haven't shown you yet. I have the November one waiting, but this one is a Halloween one where a cow is dressed up like a ghost and he's saying moo, and the zebra dressed as a princess says no, 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 no. It's boo. So I was doing some final touches to it, and this little boy up the street saw me. And I don't know quite what was going on. He started crying and hollering, and his mommy came out. They're about 5 houses up. And I was busy working on my little sign, and they came down the street. The little boy was on this uh, little push scooter thing, and he looks like he had been eating dirt. He had dirt all over his face, schmutzig all over. He had dirt on his hands and dirt on his shoes. And apparently he told his mama that he lost a ball and it rolled down the street. So I said, "What color is the ball?" He looked like he was about 2.5, 3 years old. The mother asked him what color the ball was. He acted like, ooh. She asked him, I said, "Is it a big ball or a little ball?" And he didn't know. So I said, "I tell you what, I'm going to take a walk today, and when I take my walk, I'll look for a ball. If you lost your ball, I will bring it up to your house for you, but I will look." And he seemed happy, and then they went back up to their house. Maybe he was just curious, wanted to see who this person was down here. I don't know. Boy, I tell you, he looked like he had had a good time in the dirt, that's for sure. His mom was really young, had tattoos all over her arm. I don't mind tattoos, but when the young crowd has tattoos from one end to the other all over the place, especially fine detailed ones, they don't realize that with time it's all going to look muddy and nasty, and you won't be able to read the words, they and it stays with you forever unless you have surgery to have it lasered off. That's why if I got another tattoo, I know what I would want. A little bear on my butt. But you have to think long and hard about that because that's marked on you forever. Anyway, today I've been thinking about it. My little gnome, his house is starting to show wear and tear. So I was either going to build a new one for him. I have some wood. And I'm going to move him down closer to the window so I can look out and see him. But then I thought, I just had a hair up my butt to go to stores and look for a pre-made fairy house. I think they call them fairy houses or toad houses or something. And I had looked online and I know some places had them. So I found one in Hobby Lobby. It's really cute. So I got another man and woman gnome and the house and some vegetation to put around it. And I went to Home Depot, which is a big box hardware store, and I bought 2 bricks to put the house on so it won't sink down in the dirt. It'll be like a little showcase of gnomes. And I also bought some ground cover to go around the area because it just looks like nothing right now, and a rosemary plant, which has medicinal purposes and you can use it for cooking and it smells great. So that's what I did. And when I was out looking for the little gnome dwelling or whatever, I just walked around and around. I looked at about everything. I did a lot of window shopping. And I had my phone in my pocket and it counts my steps. I did 5,000, almost 5,500 steps or something. So I had enough, I worked up enough to work off a meal. Yeah. And I bought some fabric at Hobby Lobby. It's real soft and fuzzy. This This is a body pillow. I like lying on it. It's nice and kind of firm, but it's nice. I can pretend it's somebody. I got some fabric, so when I wash this one, I can put the other one on. That's why I have like 3 or 4 sheet sets, so that in case I don't get around to washing them, I have sheets for the bed. But I just changed the sheets recently, and this is okay for right now. Oh, I love lying on this thing. I really do. It's really comfortable. Brian asked if I wanted Baker's today. Baker's is a drive-through place. They have hamburgers and Mexican food. So I had a bean burrito and french fries. Ashley had tacos and Brian had bean burritos. And they were sitting and eating, and Brian had Spencer on his lap, and Spencer was a little fussy. He walked around with him, but he needed to eat before his food got cold. So I said, how about if Grandma holds him? So I held him and I talked to him. And when I talk to him, I hold his hand or I touch his arm. I learned that from therapists that say if you're talking to a child that doesn't seem to be listening, or ADHD kid or something like that, you touch them on the arm or something as you're talking to them, and they'll pay attention. And I know he's trying to communicate somehow, but he just, So I started making sounds like him. And he stopped. And it's like, do you speak my language? And sometimes I'll take his hand and I'll direct music with it, da 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 da. And I talked to him. He was looking at places where there was bright light and darkness, like contrasts. So I was talking and talking. He fussed a little. I put a knuck in his mouth, that little pacifier, or my grandma would call it a tsutsak, in his mouth, and he started like really relaxing. And then Brian finished and Ashley finished, and he started rooting. When a baby roots, it's like I'm hungry. Where's the mommy milk? So I said, I think he's hungry. Gave him to Brian, and then I came over here and started sewing that pillowcase for this with the new fabric. And it's so fuzzy when you cut into it and sew it. It leaves little fuzzy pieces all over. It looks like cotton candy exploded in there. I'll have to wash it tomorrow and vacuum. I'm eating the collages like crazy. Oh God, they're so good. Poppy seeds. Shame on me. I probably wasn't in an opium den in a previous life. Yum yum. And poppies smell good too. Yeah. I bought a few things here and there, and it's like every time I pull a card out to buy something, I feel pain. I feel like I'm hurting myself. Like, do I really need to spend this? This is terrible. Because I haven't paid some other things yet. And I haven't gone through the trouble of going through the bank records to see if I've paid AT&T. I'm pretty sure I have. Bastards. And the medicine that I have 1 week's left of medicine. So I'm going to have to write the primary. But the other doctor, the shrink guy, apparently I hadn't paid them. It was like $60. But then I looked, it's after insurance was taken out. It's $450, $480, or Was it $780 to talk to this guy that I couldn't understand? Baloney. No. Ugh, what a way to have to get your depression medicine. But I think they're working on it. And now that I paid, they might be working on it. I don't know. I went into a store called Sprouts today, which is kind of like Whole Foods, but a little cheaper. It's still expensive. They have some homeopathic stuff in an aisle. The neatest stuff I ever saw. They have it all divided down. Or your symptoms and your issues, let's say a drippy nose with no stuffiness, no cough, no fever, then you take this. Or if you have menstrual cramps, you take this. If you have trouble sleeping, you take this. And I would look at the Latin form of what's inside this. Usually sleep is lavender and chamomile, but chamomile makes me itch. So I'm going to have to think of something else. Not really sure. Maybe a warm glass of milk with turmeric in it. That tastes pretty good. Maybe. I don't know. So, I don't know. I've talked for a long time, I see, with my blurry vision, but I can tell it's a long time. Well, Sunday. Both of them are home. I don't know if we'll go for a walk with the doggies or not. I should have everything in order to do my cribs thing. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I blithered on so much. I was real excited and it just came out. This stupid thing's hurting. The dentist said that the nerve in the tooth is dead. I don't think so, because I can still feel it. Yep. Even though I had a partial hysterectomy back in 2000, and they left the ovaries in on the right side, maybe they're finally pooping out because I get like hot flashes. No fun. But there are foods that I can eat. They're the stinky kind, like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. I might have cabbage and bacon tomorrow if I'm feeling extra Czech. Half of me is Czech and Bohemian, the other half is Swedish and German. I know where everyone's from except the German side. I know where they're from, but I don't know what all they did. My mother would tell these grandiose stories, but I doubt very much if that was the truth. The closest I got to royalty was my last boyfriend, because he was a registered prince. The perfect come-on line for him would be, "Do you have any royalty in you?" "No. Would you like some?" Oh, God. Try to go to bed, Shirley. We've got stuff to do. I'm excited. Now that I got this projects and stuff, I like doing stuff. Upward and onward.